One of the sector's big players is Sega Dreamcast.
Is the Dreamcast Sega's ticket to a comeback, or is it Sega hype? Sega!
It's sort of a leap in video game technology, and Sega is going to use this to make a comeback into the marketplace.
Could there possibly be a more fitting way to record an intro for this video other than to use the Dreamcast's own DreamEye camera? I think not. Welcome to my Dreamcast 20th anniversary video, Dreamcast in One Sentence. It's been 20 years since the Dreamcast was released in North America on September 9th, 1999. 2 whole decades, this awesome console has been available to gamers. It's been an amazing ride. In this video, I wanted to do something very different. I didn't want to just ramble on and on for about an hour on how great the Dreamcast is. I've already done that in a previous video, and I didn't want to do the same thing again, and let's face it, we already know how great the Dreamcast is. If you're watching this video, you're obviously a fan. In this video, I challenged Dreamcast fans around the world to tell me what the Dreamcast means to them or the industry in general in one single sentence. My one sentence would have to be that the Dreamcast is the most innovative and groundbreaking console ever released. And I think that perfectly describes the console and what it means to me. So what about you? If you had to describe what the Dreamcast meant to you in one sentence, what would you say?
The Dreamcast was just too precious for this world. It was just ahead of its time. Is that right, Sonic? Yeah, he agrees.
It was the first console that I played online back in 2000. Played a lot of Toy Racer, and I'm still playing it online today thanks to DreamPie and the amazing Dreamcast online community.
Wow, the Sega Dreamcast, 20 years old. I remember this thing. Yeah, it was the runner-up in the Great Console War of 2000.
For me, it means having an appreciation and a bit of a collecting addiction, especially when it comes to the console's vast and diverse array of accessories that it had to offer. Like from the mouse, to the light gun, to the arcade stick, the maracas, the train controller, the digital camera, and how could we not forget about the fishing controller, which I can tell you is actually handy for playing tennis games.
It's the one console I play the most, stream from the most, and the only system to introduce me to my first MMO, Phantasy Star Online, which I still play to this day.
They were very innovative with the design. It was sleek and round.
The Sega Dreamcast is basically living history. Its story is well known and yet continues to go forward. Even now, 20 years after the release of the console, it still gets brand new games. The Dreamcast wasn't just thinking back in the day, it's still thinking.
My one sentence about the Dreamcast would be a bunch of adjectives. It was innovative, it was unexpected. I mean, you just never knew what you were going to see next, and it felt like you had Sega's permission to be as crazy as you wanted to be in terms of what you were going for. It was a lot of fun.
The first game console I learned to program for, and still my favorite.
Very compact as well. Like if you had this thing under your shirt in an airport, they'd have no idea. No sir, nothing to declare.
What Dreamcast means for me? Well, I think about everybody I met during every tournament I set up for Alice Dreams tournament. Well, it was so incredible to meet so many people which have so much fun with Dreamcast games. So my best advice is, if you don't have a Dreamcast yet, go and buy one and enjoy one of these amazing games.
Sega breaking boundaries with the Dreamcast, that's what the Dreamcast was about, breaking boundaries. Breaking boundaries, having the perfect games, having just everything that you could ever want on a console.
The Dreamcast was the first system that I pre-ordered and picked up on launch day 1 in Australia. And the reason why I did that was because this was truly the first system that had finally delivered arcade perfect and even better than arcade perfect ports to the home. But for me, the Sega Dreamcast represents the first time that arcade gaming was finally home and 100% perfect in the living room.
It's funny, people think that the reason for the Dreamcast downfall was because of pirated games. But I happen to know for a fact the reason why was because the Dreamcast is not edible. You can't eat it.
What does the Dreamcast mean to me? The Dreamcast to me is the perfect melding of the arcade of the Sega of old with the new wave of games that came after it. Without a Dreamcast, there would be no middle ground in those two stages of gaming, and to me that is why Dreamcast is the greatest console ever made.
Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Wanted to do a quick video talking about the Dreamcast. I really feel that the Dreamcast was totally before its time, still holds up extremely well today.
Yes, it was a little bit of an underdog, but without the Dreamcast, how would we be able to play all those Dreamcast games?
Not to mention, it has the broadband adapter and the Dream Pi that's still giving it life online for people to go online and play for free. At one point, I actually thought about not resubscribing to Xbox Live because I can still go online and play my Dreamcast.
Made September 9th, 1999.
The Dreamcast had some of the best games that are really, really fun to play, including Omicron, Shenmue, Power Stone, Zombie Revenge, House of the Dead 2, Dynamite Cop.
But in all seriousness, the Sega Dreamcast was a thing that happened 20 years ago. And I'm glad it did. Happy birthday, you glorious underdog, you. Mwah.
And a massive amount of fighters like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Darkstalkers, and RPGs, Skies of Arcadia, Grandia, etc. And the graphics hold up really well, the sound holds up really well, and wait, I'm not done. It has new games coming out all the time. It has like Last Hope and Pure Solar, Ducks, Battle Crust, Alice's Mom's Rescue, and more. It gets unlicensed games all the time.
Okay, so maybe you want to play video games. Maybe you want to play Dreamcast. Okay, let's play the Dreamcast. So we choose your favorite Dreamcast game. Say that one. Okay, so once we got our favorite Dreamcast game, we need to find a Dreamcast. Where's all the Dreamcasts? Oh, there's one. Okay, so we get the Dreamcast out. Oh man, come on. Okay, so we get the Dreamcast out. We put it down. Okay, boom, the Dreamcast on the floor. Okay, so we open it up. Come on, baby. Oh, okay, put that back on. Okay, we open it up. We slam a Dreamcast game in. I don't have any, so, okay. This will do. We slam the Dreamcast game in. We close the lid, power it on. Boom! Dreamcast! Yeah! Okay, so, oh man, it's not gonna work unless you have the cables in. You need all the cables. So, boom. You got the Dreamcast in there. Boom! Power to the Dreamcast. Okay, so, Dreamcast is the best console in the world because it's such a dream to cast all the games on it. Yeah!